Hi everybody. Glad to see you all. Another Thursday 2 o'clock live session. We'll wait for another couple of minutes while everybody join. I hope everyone is doing great, enjoying the sunshine when there is a sunshine. Hi Maria, lovely to see you. The rules of the session are: if you are the business owner and you have any questions in the current climate, or regardless of what the situation it is on the outside in the climate, you might have as a business owner any questions. I am certified accountant and tax advisor. I also lead the team of accountants and tax professionals. And we have a team and resources to answer your questions. Now we're all working remotely, so we have the opportunity and the beauty and the ease to reach out to you and to help you. Real-time, lifetime, free support. If you've got any questions, anything in relation to your business, I'll take this opportunity to help you here and share my expertise with you. Now in the pandemic, in the lockdown condition, which apparently has been extended for another 3 weeks, we have unprecedented time when a new legislation came along, and the government has been very kindly and generously supporting us during those times. So we have an extra legislation, and this gives rise an extra questions. So any questions you have, I will carry on in the agenda I have planned today. And if you've got any more additional questions as I speak, you can email and you can send it here. I will see the question and I will reply. So what we can talk today, I was planning to talk today about a couple of things. Help to the self-employed people by the government in the lockdown condition. We have now received more detailed manual from the tax office how that help will be calculated. We will be talking about the business grants. We will be talking about CBIL loans. Probably we're going to be talking most about it. And in between, I will be sharing, as it will come blend in, a number of different tips and topics for the business, how to survive in these circumstances and what to do and how to deal with the different situations. In the past week, we had a lot of experience with furloughs, the team members, with handling the employment questions. So we have the continuous expertise renewing, and we get more and more different scenarios. So reach out to us, reach out to me right here, right now, and I might just as well have the answer for your question, which you are puzzled and you don't know how to handle it. Oh, Vika is joining us. Hi, Vika. So let's start straight. We have 6 people, that's good, so we can carry on. Happy to welcome you on the live session for the business owners, and I will be the first topic to discuss would be business grants. Business grants are given away by the local councils to the businesses who have been paying the business rent up until 12th of March. So if on the 12th of March you had an account, or we had a case when the business took ownership in February of the property, but they've been busy and they haven't registered the business rates account by the time. Nonetheless, they have the tenancy agreement started before 12th of March. So as long as you have the legal confirmation that you're occupying that property on the 12th of March, that will give you the chance to get, hi Gaurav, nice to see you, that will give you the chance to get a business grant. The business grant dependent on the rateable value of of the property you're occupying. So get the business rates schedule, which you usually receive annually. Usually in the top right corner there will be the rateable value of your property. Without burdening you with the details right now, if you are qualifying for the small business rate relief, your business gonna get the grant of £10,000. If you're not qualifying for business rate relief and your rateable value is up to 51,000, it is a rateable value. It's not probably giving you any ideas what that figure is all about. It is the multiplier the council use. So just get your business rates invoice and you will see it there. Then the business will get grant of 25,000. The businesses in retail, leisure, hospitality sector, all those qualifies for those grants. The downside of the business grants, that the businesses which occupies the serviced offices, such as WeWork, Riga, Regius, they're not gonna get it. So it's a fair market. We were not paying business rates, we are not getting the business grants. It's sad, but it is a sad truth. So don't get very burdened with that. If you're in such situation, the best piece of advice I can give you is reach out to the landlord, reach out to the office provider and negotiate with them payment holidays, discounts, anything you can make to negotiate from them. Reach out to them and get it done. Obviously, a lot of people are working remotely. You're gonna have a very strong case to negotiate it down. They might be resistant, but if you have it documented, if you have made all the attempts, landlords are prohibited to evict the commercial tenants, and that's why if you start these negotiations, you're gonna be in much stronger position. I strongly encourage you not to bury your head under the sand and pretend that nothing has happened and you're strong and you've got a good cash flow. Rent is usually one of the biggest expenses for any businesses. So that's why better act now. This is a chapter about business rates. If you've got any questions, reach out, shout your question here and I will pick it up. From experience, a number of our clients has already started to receive funding from the council. So out of the blue, without notifying or anything, businesses started to receive on their business accounts money, and they were buzzing me like crazy saying, we've got money, what's going on? It's not a miracle, it's the council paying you out. If they have not started paying you out, it should be a carry on up until, it should have started on the 6th of April and it should be by the end of April. So if you hear nothing, I would say by the 21st of April, it's a good timing for you to reach out to the council, register the online account. You're probably going to have a huge difficulty to reach out by the phone. So register the online account. Most of the councils, they provide that service, and register your business rate on that account and chase them via that. So most of the councils now have created a page where coronavirus support, where you can apply or kind of give them a nudge and ask about it. That works. Another thing the next topic we're going to talk about is help to self-employed people. The tax office has announced now the way they're going to assess. Before that, they issued the vague kind of briefing, nonetheless statutory bill, which is this is how the rules going to be from now on for the next 3 months. Hi, Elena. That's statutory bill, how they're gonna help and assist self-employed people. And on the 16th of April, which is today, they have issued the more detailed instructions how the self-employed people are going to be helped. So initially they said 2.5, we're gonna help people up to 80% or 2,500, whatever is lower, with the support demonstrating for their turnover. So how they for their turnover, they will assess it on the last 3 years self-employed has been operating, which is 16-17, 17-18, and 18-19. They have now described that that's gonna be applied with the businesses which have incurred their profit during those 3 years, or even the loss during those 3 years. Obviously, sadly, if you have incurred loss during those 3 years, it might affect you not in a very positive way, because look, if you have been trading for 3 years and you have been receiving the turnover of your business was 30, they will add 3 years up and divide it by 3. So the income you would expect from them will be 30 grand, which is 2,500 per month. However, if at the beginning, at the very first year, you had, let's say 10,000 loss, and then you had 30, then it will take together 30 and deduct 10,000, which is gonna leave you with 50,000, and then divide 50,000 by 3 years. So you see how crucial difference it is. They think it's fair that because in the year when you have performed at a loss, you did not pay any tax, that's why it's not qualifying for the assistance, and it is reducing your qualifying income when they assess the situation. They also have released, they also have mentioned that it's not only the businesses, self-employed people who have been working for the last 2 years only will be assessed based on their 2 years profit. The turnover of the business should not exceed 50,000. If the turnover of the business exceeding 50,000, then you are not qualifying for the help. Sadly enough, the Chancellor has been confronted last week that how comes you didn't think about this category of people, or you have not thought about this category of people. It's all very well. He have not been very diplomatic about it. He said, sorry guys, we are taking care of the majority of the population. These are the rules. We appreciate that someone might not fit the criteria and someone gonna fall through the cracks, and there is nothing we can do. Harsh truth. Hopefully you're not affected by that, but if you are, there might be situations you can seek for help. So reach out to your professional advisor, reach out to your accountant if you have. Observe the option, explore the option, don't give up. There must be the situation that you will be qualifying for help. So this is how the situation will be reviewed for the self-employed people. They are getting help up to 2,500 or 80% of their average income for the last 3 years. It will be paid monthly. We have not seen any cases from our experience yet that the tax office started to pay out. Not there yet. Probably gonna be at the end of April, beginning of May. We'll meet each other next week, Thursday, 2 o'clock, and we can talk about it. Maybe we're gonna have more cases about it. Next topic to discuss. Please feel free to text your questions if you've got any. Next topic we have to discuss is the business owners who's got the team, and who let their team to go in the furlough holiday. So if you have furloughed any of the employees, I have a good news for you. Monday, the portal to claim the compensation for the furlough salary you have paid for March will be released, and all business owners, they will start claiming it. All accountants will be starting claiming it. I'm really hoping that the tax office has done a very good cross test and it's not gonna crash the very first day, but the portal is there, so we're gonna be claiming compensation for all clients who has furloughed their employees. Let me remind you, if you haven't furloughed your employees yet and potentially your situation has changed, you considering to furlough them, how long will it take to claim and receive the funds? They say it will take 2 weeks. So if the application is submitted on the 20th of April, they give the estimate timing that they will handle it to 2 weeks to release the funds. That said, they don't know the number of claims they're gonna get of compensation, so they might be over optimistic. The technical side might not work very well, so let's go with the 2 weeks and see where it actually leads us. As soon as I'll get any experience from the field, I will share with you. I will share in my post. Let's catch up on the furlough status. If you have not furloughed your employees yet, because you have been optimistic that the level of work, that the workload is there, that you kind of have not been affected, and now you suddenly realize that it's not as good as you thought. Maybe the workload reduced for whatever reason. You think that you can't afford keep paying or keep accommodating and creating more work for your employees. You can reconsider. The furlough status has been allowed for 3 months, for March, April and May, so there is no such thing as being late on the furloughs. You can reconsider the status and let your employees know. It's a good thing to review the employment contract. You must have the employment contract as a business owner. You actually have to provide your employees with the contract of employment. So it's a good time to straighten up your paperwork and affairs, and I encourage all our clients and all my audience to take the time, rather than watching the soaps and Netflix and fighting with the fridge, then exploring the fridge. I would suggest you actually review the paperwork you have. It's a very good timing while we're not that busy. We've got a couple of questions. How long will it take? We touch on that. Can we make our team members to take holiday while furlough, and how we pay for it? That's a very good question. Yes, you can. You can suggest them, you can offer them to pay the holiday and take the holiday. There is a good side and a downside. Let me share with you the pluses and minuses about it. Hello, who just newly joined. So you can suggest your employees, they can decide to choose their to use their annual holiday while they've been furloughed. Fair enough. If they decide to do that, you still can furlough them and claim the compensation of 80%. But when they take the annual holiday, they are entitled to 100% of their pay. So if you get compensation on 80 and you're gonna get, you need to top it up by 20, which 20 gonna go from your actual business cash flow. So if you do it this way, if you think about it for a second, and if you let your employees furlough, if you furlough your employees, and if you let them take their holiday during that period, you effectively, as a business owner, as a business, you save 80% of whatever they're gonna get, because you're gonna get compensated by that 80%. However, be mindful that this will put extra pressure on your cash flow, because you still need to generate those 20, you need to top it up. So this will lead us to the next comment about CBILs. Just let us finish the furlough situation. So in that case, you might consider to let them know or allow them if they are requesting. At the beginning, when all the conversation about furlough employees started, and the employees started to book holidays, without knowing that they will be supported by the employer. So kind of the employees, they were trying to protect their monthly income, were starting to book the holidays which they were entitled to, which from the business owner side looks a little bit cheeky, like we're all in this together. I try to keep my business afloat, and you employees, you are my team, you're kind of considering taking a holiday. Well, there are always two sides to the medal, as they say, and let's not be judgmental. But now, when we've got a clarification how the legislation works, for the business owner, it is a decision to make. You might wish to do that. However, don't be alarmed if they're not taking holiday. Let's say we all hopefully gonna go back to our normal conditions. I would be very optimistic in August. Let's say in August. So we're all going back to August. As a business owner, you are so excited. You want to keep working. You want to build up what you lost so far, and your team would start requesting holiday. What do you do? So don't panic there yet. First of all, it is on the discretion of the management whether you let them take the holiday or not. Secondly, there is a government provision that the employer must permit the employees to take unused holiday for the next 2 years. So if your employment contract is not allowing to carry on holiday from your holiday year to the next holiday year, it's no longer applicable for the current year when we are in the pandemic, because there is a statutory provision which means supersedes the employment contract that the employee can carry on their annual holidays in the next 2 years. And yes, you can refuse the employees to take the holiday, but you have to allow them to carry it on to the next holidays and let them to take it. These are the rules on the 4 laws and the employment. If you've got any questions, reach out, shout here. And now I want to talk about CBILs, Company Business Interruption Loans. And yesterday we had a conversation with my practice manager, and we were discussing my next blog, which I believe gone out today on the website. So if you go on my website elenameski.com, in the blog section you will see the new article with the tips. So if you have not heard anything clearly here, and you would like to refresh or 5 tips, I'm sharing it there. Go and check it out. But I will mention it here. CBILs. If you are the business owner, especially if you are the corporate body, which is if you're trading as a limited company, definitely 100% go and apply for CBILs. If not, if you don't need the cash flow, as a very least, what the CBILs is a 12 months, no interest, no inception, so you don't pay anything to take the loan, no early repayment charges, and no termination fee. So if you take loan, keep it for 12 months, and just before the 12 months expired you pay it back, you're not gonna incur any charges. So let's say you take 50 grand, put it on a saving account. In 11 and a half months, reach out to the bank, pay those 50 grand back, and you're not gonna incur any additional charges, but it's gonna give you the tax benefit that anything you have repaid to the bank during that period will give you the tax exceptional rules that you can utilize and minimize your corporation tax. It's only applicable to the limited companies. It's a specific provision for the companies, for the corporation tax section. So definitely apply for it. Secondly, if you want to apply for it, apply via the bank your business is banking. Why it is? Because many banks, from what we have seen, many applications, they are only working with the current with the existing clients, with the current clients. So if you're not banking with the bank, they have a sky high volume of the applications. So they're only taking applications like on the priority list the existing clients. So it's worse, and it's only gonna work on the time scale when you apply to the existing bank. So go and give them a call now. You're probably gonna be added to the list when the bank manager will give you a call, which means it's gonna take from 1 to 2 weeks for them to review your application and come back to you with any sort of, we need these documents, we need that information. So that's why give your bank manager a call now, start the application process, get the requirements, and keep the ball rolling. Secondly, do your homework. In most of the cases, you need 2 to 3 years financial statements of how your business has been operating. You will need the management accounts from the last year end up until current moment. We have seen a number of applications already, and most of the banks, they ask their management accounts being up to end of March, up to 31st of March. That's what I mean by doing the homework. You need to prepare all documents in accordance with the requirements, because if bank will take the opportunity and decline your application, and we'll talk about it, then you're gonna go back to the bottom of the queue and wait while it will be your turn to reapply. So don't take a chance, do your homework. Financial statements, management accounts, and business forecast. Depending on the bank requirements, varying from bank to bank, the forecast should be from 3 to 12 months. In the business forecast, which gonna be your profit and loss, balance sheet, and a cash flow analysis, you gonna analyze your business in terms of how your business will survive in the next 12 months. This business plan is gonna be different. Look, if the normal certain circumstances, we usually discuss the business plan, how good the business gonna perform in the next 12 months, how the business will propel in the next 12 months. In these current circumstances, we are looking at the completely different angle. We're gonna demonstrate how the business gonna survive in the next 12 months. So it's completely different point of view. So what the business bank manager is looking for is to see what is your fixed overhead, which you absolutely can't mitigate. What's the liabilities you have to meet on the monthly basis. They need a summary, what steps has been taken and which expenses you have mitigated. So if you had agreed the payment holiday on your end, if your business rate has been waived, and the business rate has been waived for this year 2021. So all these provisions has to be taken into account when preparing the cash flow. Any stuff you have furloughed, so potentially if you have furloughed the staff, you have to increase the cash flow by the element of the compensation you're going to get from the government. The fact that you have not, or you had a reduced cash incoming because you had reduced sales, or if you have been closed down, that you don't have any cash, you have no forecast for the cash, let's say for the next month if we're not open, and it seems like we're in the lockdown for up until 11th of May, which is a confirmed date. So all those projections, all those points of views needs to be taken into your cash flow, and you need to demonstrate that's why you need the money. You need the money as a working capital to meet up the lack of cash which you're gonna experience due to the pandemic, due to the worsened situation. That's why do your homework. If you prepare it, you do the solid application. My next piece of advice would be actually take it seriously. Sadly, that's a kind of negative piece of news. Some banks have been known to take advantage of the situation. Look, this is what they've done. They accepting the application, they reviewing the application, they declining it. That was very naughty of them. They declining the application, and they steering the clients down to the commercial road and say, you're not qualifying for CBILs, sadly. But what you can do, you can apply for our commercial lending, and here we go. This is where you pay interest from the day one, where you pay inception fee, where you pay every step of the way. So the banks, some banks, they have taken advantage of it. So you definitely need to read the paperwork. The government has made a provision that if CBILs, if the businesses are applying for CBILs, banks are not allowed to ask for the personal guarantee if the total value of the loan is up to 250,000. So no personal guarantee, and they can't register that loan against your main personal residence. So they are not allowed to do it. Know your rights and don't go ahead of it. I have happened to know about the situation with one particular bank, no names to be called, when the bank replied to the business owner, it's our rules, 75,000, we want your personal guarantee. And the client went back and said, excuse me, you're not allowed to do that because it's CBILs 250. And they're like, it's our bank, it's our money, it's our rules, take it or leave it, which is absolutely unfair. So don't agitate the bank. Just mention them nicely that, strangely enough, I just happened to read this piece of government advice on that, and it says no personal guarantee on 250. Can you please clarify? Do it. If you have it in writing, or even if you don't have it in writing, some banks, they don't communicate via emails. Not a big deal. You're always gonna have the email from them, how you can provide them with the information. Put a cover letter together, explain to them, please dear bank manager, find the required information. I also read in your terms and conditions that you require the personal guarantee, which is not quite clear to me. Can you please clarify, elaborate on more details, because this is the link and this is the paragraph from the government advice saying no personal guarantee up to 250,000, and you have it in writing, and the bank will not bend the rules and they will be called to order. So do it. Know your rights, protect your business. That's all from me. I see no questions, but we had a good number of people joining us. If you still have any more questions, send me the direct message. I will follow up on it. And I have a good piece of news that I have finally published my book, which called Rewire Your Business for Success. Sorry, it's a little bit advertising marketing campaign here at the end of the live session. Rewire Your Business for Success. It is on Amazon. Just go on Amazon, Rewire Your Business for Success. We have some hiccups on the launching campaign. We had some hiccups with Amazon, but I was very upset and frustrated at some point. But then I thought, c'est la vie, this is life. I'm just gonna play it by the ear. Thank you guys. I know people who follow me, who knows me, they know that it was delayed. So go on Amazon, just look at there. I know it might be a financial commitment, so if you, I will be very grateful if you can buy a copy of the book and review it. Thank you. If you want to wait, we're gonna do the promotion on Amazon very soon, and we send the public knowledge, and we're gonna do more live videos on that. But I'm very excited. We also launched the portal together with the book, how to check the business success score of your business and how to take it to the next level. So thank you everybody. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being together with me. Let's meet again next Thursday, 2 o'clock. I promise I'm gonna have more tips, more news, and more experience from the field of the accountancy and tax. So have a fantastic part of the day, and I'll see you next Thursday.